explain the problem. The Husky has possibly had its day. We're going to find out. So it was making a bit of a knocking noise, which I had to put up with for the weekend, and then it went into horrible vibration mode, which the engine's still running absolutely fine. In fact, I'll start it. You'll see.
Watch out, puss.
She'll run for the hills.
Out of balance.
Yes, seriously. Have you watched that Yama Joe much? He's got this thing, the Busted Knuckle Garage.
Yeah.
Where he wanted people to, when they're working on their bikes, tell a story. So tell us a story. What's that again?
Story?
Yeah.
Well, one day, a duck walked up to a lemonade stand.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
It's actually a song.
Oh, that's one little story. What's a better story? The time... I don't know. Actually, people that I always give a bad rap, let me give them some good raps. Truck drivers.
Bunch they're not too bad.
Yeah, sometimes I do give them a hard time because I don't like their city-going road practices. But in the country,
without trucks, Australia stops.
I was riding.
I read their signs or whatever.
I was riding from Melbourne to Brisbane. It was about halfway out near Dubbo somewhere in the middle of central New South Wales, and just like what happened to me last weekend, the sleeping bag fell off the back, except it wasn't tethered on, so it was
gone.
It was gone. And so I'm riding along and I'm hooking along, and that was some years ago, and I felt quite comfortable sitting on about 120, 130. I was going past all the trucks. Anyway, so I'm riding along and I overtake this truck and the guy hangs out the window and he's going like this. I'm like, what the hell? And I've sort of spoiled the story because I already told you what happened. But I'm like, what's this guy doing? And he's flashing me, so I pull over and he slows down, and then as he comes back past, he's got the window down, he goes, "You lost your sleeping bag." I'm like, shit, it's gone, right? He goes, "Wait here," and then off he goes. I'm like, this is weird, right? So I'm
sitting he went ahead of you?
Yeah, he goes off, right? And I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? The next truck comes past, throws a sleeping bag out the window. He'd seen it come off, pulled over, picked it up.
They've got on the two-ways.
Yeah, got on the two-way, radio that guy, tell him to stop.
That's amazing.
Just unreal. So I got my sleeping bag back and it was fine. A few scuff marks. Yeah, but I really thought truckies were great after that.
Well, you know, they are people. Some of them would have a heart, I suppose.
People. And then another year on the same trip, because I did that trip often.
You lost your sleeping bag.
No, I didn't. But I got halfway, got to Dubbo. I usually camped in Dubbo overnight, so I made the phone call to my mother, said I've made it to Dubbo, I'm still alive. And she, and then I went and camped, and then in the morning I got up and I'm, shit, where's my wallet? And I couldn't find it, and then I remembered I'd put it on the little shelf in the payphone booth. There was no such thing as mobile phones, okay? Put this... Put my what? How can that be?
I know. I have used them before myself.
A payphone. Yeah.
Before I had a mobile phone.
And I'm like, shit, I've left it on that payphone. So I went back to the payphone booth, gone, right? I'm like, shit, how far am I going to get with this petrol? Certainly not another 900 kilometres, which it was to home. So I went to the local police station to see if it had been handed in, and no, sorry, it hasn't. And the policeman suggested I ring my mother and she could wire money to the post office. It would take, I don't know, a couple of hours or something. So he said, so wire it to the next town, Gilgandra? No, I don't know, one of the next towns along. And then I could ride there and then get money to continue the trip. And he goes, oh, but you better have breakfast. Here's $5. So opened his wallet up, gave me $5 out of his own wallet. So go have breakfast and then be on your way.
What can you get for $5 for breakfast these days? Well, back in those days.
Back in those.
That'd be a hash brown and bacon and egg McMuffin and a coffee.
Yeah.
You would have done fairly well out of that.
Yeah. So anyway, so there you go. There's my 2 goodwill stories for people that I normally give a hard time. They're not always bad. In fact, they're not often bad, but we just highlight the bad times because that's much more fun.